Good. So we are live now. I'm going to share my screen. Good. So let me know if you can see my screen, everyone. Can
Yes, it can.
you can see my screen? Okay. So the name of the company that will be providing these services is called Pistis Tech Up Global Services. I'm not going to bore you with all these stories. I'm going to share you the documentation. So our mission is to bring the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical practice in DevOps, right? So the reason why I'm bringing this together, as I said earlier on, is that I want to introduce a system to this DevOps mentoring program. Now, you can see that Pistis Tech Up and Global Services ranges in different services. What we do mostly in the company is consulting, DevOps consulting, right? But earlier on, earlier on, I felt the urge to begin to teach people, begin to share the knowledge of DevOps with everyone that comes my path. And that is the reason why we're having this call and the previous calls we have had. I would like to help everyone transition into DevOps, either you have an IT background or not. Some people are coming in from different angles and they want to get into the tech field. And actually, not really transition into DevOps only. DevOps might not be meant for everyone. There are other careers, other space in the industry, and that is why we just talk about careers generally. But at the end, if you feel it is DevOps you want to do, if you feel you're up to the task, and DevOps it is. So in this program, there are various things you're going to have access to: experienced mentors, practical learning, customized curriculum, industry insight, and career opportunities. What am I trying to say? As I've said earlier on, for this program going forward, I won't be the only one to share knowledge with you. I have at least like four mentors that I'm going to bring to the platform. And what will they be doing? Responding to your questions. They're going to hold in sessions for you to look at what you are doing and then help you fix any issues you have. Practical learning. I'm not a fan of just watching videos and assuming you already know it. You must also try to implement what you have learned. You must do research. You must implement project. You must get your hands dirty. That is going to complement the video you have watched, right? And the other thing is customized curriculum. There is no speed without direction. Before you look at speed, how to become a DevOps in 3 months, how to become a DevOps engineer in 1 month. That is an ambitious goal. Before you start looking at speed, you need a direction. You need to know where you're going to. And the truth that you want to learn must also come in a sequential manner. If you want to boil rice and you start by first putting the rice on the fire without water, you have messed things up. So there's a customized curriculum, there's a roadmap that we are going to be following. You're going to see that in this introduction video also too. And the industry insights is that very much well by God's grace, I'm very much in the industry across different parts, right? I've consult from one or two places, and apart from my own primary workplaces, so I have a good insight into what's going on in the industry. And in many of our calls, I'll be sharing that with you, how things are going in industry. For instance, if you're in Nigeria and you're not learning one of the cloud tools, or you're not learning one or two things that Nigerian market is needing, then you might not really be helping yourself. So a lot of things that we can do to, set yourself right when the opportunity comes in the industry. Then career opportunities. So as I said earlier on, once you are done with the program and I can recommend you, I can see that your hands are good, you are strong enough. I have companies that I can recommend you to, right? And so it's one thing for me to recommend you. It is one thing for you to stand out in the interview, because the position you're applying for, 1,000 people are applying for it. So that was said, it is very important. Don't be interested in the job, the money. I want to make money. That should not be your primary focus. The primary focus is that you should be valuable. When you are valuable, people will definitely look for you. And when people look for you, they'll definitely pay for your values. You understand? So there are career opportunities, one or two companies that I know, send your CV to. There are one or two people that are in industries that I can introduce you to, and from there they can introduce you to a company, right? So my network might be small, but it is one person you need to know another person to catapult you into that area you want to be. So if you notice, I'm choosing my words carefully. I'm not giving you big promises, right? But I can assure you that it is small water. The drop of small waters and make an ocean. You get so these are the things that you're going to be seeing in this program. Okay, so there are three main components to these courses, which are videos, projects, and then assignments, and then live sessions. These are the things you're going to be expecting. Now, courses are videos that you're going to watch. I have selected those courses. I and the team that I'm working with, we have selected those courses. Some are on Udemy, some will be on Code Cloud. And that was the reason why I said I would start charging a fee, right? Because Udemy and Code Cloud, see, there are some things you can learn for free, but there's some information you have to pay for. When I started out my career also too, I watched a lot of free videos. But it comes to a point in time that the free resources might not be sufficient to give you quality information, right? So I had to start using Udemy Business and stuff like that. So Udemy and Code Cloud, it's not going to be free. I might decide to buy that for you, but this is your career. This is your own life. You need to have an input. Okay. So that is why I said we come together, start charging a fee, right? So you can bring that fee together, get a Udemy business, Code Cloud business, and getting those things is going to give you access to a variety of courses for the space of 6 months. Okay. So you don't have to select the courses. I've done the selection of the courses already. Okay, but if you feel that there are other courses you want to learn as an extra materials, that is fine. You can go ahead and watch it as long as you have access to the Udemy course. Okay, then the other thing, okay, so I added some links here, introductory courses. These are some, I want you to watch some videos regarding DevOps. We're going to come back to this later. Excuse me, come back to this later on. Then the other thing is project implementation. The project is in two phases, research and hands-on experience. You see, the problem we have right there is that we have a lot of half-baked engineers outside there. And why do I call them half-baked? They don't give due diligence to research, to find out things, to go to the root of things. You just want to pluck the apple. You don't know what is happening in the root. So research projects, for instance, I can say, go and read about LC, go and read about operating system and document your findings. Reading from one blog to another blogs. At that point in time or during that process, you acquire knowledge, you acquire experience. There was an interview I was doing, I can't really remember, but there was a question. They asked me that what extra other skill you have. I said, I know how to use Google search. And they were like, that's what they need. So ability for you to be able to use Google search, like the Google to make research and solve problems is key also too. So there's going to be a lot of research projects that you're going to do. Then also too, there are some other hands-on experience. Now, as I said, I have done a lot of projects. I've done a lot of projects in my own little experience. And it is those projects I've turned into assignments for you. So I have to sit down, craft out those projects, and turn them into assignment for me. All those things I've done. I have the solution. I'm going to give it to you as an assignment, and then you go ahead and try to fix it. I'm not going to give you the solution, but you face some issues, then we can come back and see how to do it. And these are going to be production grade solutions. We're going to start from the simple, trust me. We start from baby steps. We do some little research, we do some little project. By the time your hands are getting strong, you are getting to the end of the course, you're going to be doing production grade projects. Right. It helps you to design, architect, and implement right pipelines, follow industry standards. You understand? So those are the hands-on experience that you're going to follow. Another thing again is that at the point in time, I also to do an analysis assessment. There are some jobs you get to the company, they are totally confused, and the reason why they employed you is to take them out of confusion. So they'll ask you, we have rice, we have oil, red oil, we have Maggi. How do we cook fried rice? So it's not your job to tell them, see, you cannot use red oil to cook fried rice. You can only use groundnut oil, stuff like that. So I like food a lot, so I use food as example. So you need to learn how to do an assessment analysis where they are, where they need to be, and how they can get from where they are to where they need to be. So that's what we call an assessment analysis with a roadmap. Again, so it's very, very important. So these are the things you face in hands-on experience. Trust me, I'm not making empty promises. As long as you can be, as long as you are diligent, you are following your program step by step, you definitely get all these assignments. And I'm not going to give everything you at once. I'll give it to you bit by bit. Then there's live sessions for everyone. Okay, so I know that you will face challenges, you will face blockers, you'll be overwhelmed. So this live session occurs only 2 times in a week or 3 times in a week: Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So the Wednesdays and Fridays, I may not be on the call, but I will have like at least minimum of two or one persons or person on the call. So if you're having an issue, they can look at the issue and like, okay, you have not added Maggie, you have not added salt, do this, do that. They'll just kind of guide you, help you solve the problem. But I would say don't wait for the live sessions. If you are doing anything and you got stuck, you understand, or you have any questions, you can take a screenshot of that error you are facing, place it on the channel, or just type your questions. Your questions must be well understood. For instance, if someone will just type long this thing, we don't know the end, we don't know the beginning, no full stop, no comma. So we can compose your message very well. Yeah, I think I will add Stack Overflow, how to use Stack Overflow and all those GitHub just maybe later on, sharp. But you must learn how to ask questions. There are some platforms where you ask questions. If you don't compose your question very well, nobody will answer you. You can just Stack Overflow, GitHub Gist, um, server stack. So a lot of platforms like that where we ask questions. If you don't compose your question very well, nobody will answer you. So there's a format. So you must learn how to compose your question. So when you want to ask a question in the chat, compose your question. You can follow this format. You can follow the format, this format. Like, okay, this is the error I'm facing. This is what I've done. And this is the expected result. So when you follow that format, the person can quickly grab, okay, this is what is happening. The person can even try to replicate at his own side. You get. So that is how it goes. Just 1 minute. Just I ended the call now because I can't pick the call. Okay. Um. Okay. So that is start for the live sessions, and then networking. Of course, you connect with people. Don't wait for live sessions or don't wait for me. Sometimes Darasimi can just reach out to Tommy and say, "Hey, guy, what's up? I'm facing this. Let's solve together." You learn more when you're trying to help people. You learn more when you're trying to teach what you learn to another person, so you can network and have things around yourself. Okay, so said something about roadmap the other time. Okay, so this is the roadmap. As I've said earlier, this document will be shared with you, so we don't need to cram everything. So this is our roadmap, introduction to DevOps, and we're going to do that today. Introduction to DevOps, operating system. After that, we move to virtual machines. We move to software development lifecycle. We move to Linux administration, networking, version control system, right? CI/CD. We also learn things like cloud computing, configuration management, infrastructure as code, containers. So if you notice, they are arranged in a particular order. IAC is not coming before configuration management, and CI/CD is not coming before Linux. I'm not interested in making you Arabic engineers. I'm interested in making you a rigorous and diligent engineer, because the phase we are moving to in this tech industry, if you are not rooted, if you are not grounded, you'll be swept away, because you won't be able to solve traditional problems. You won't be able to solve deep problems. But if you understand concepts, if you understand tools, you understand, and you have watched enough videos, so you have a lot of information, then you can solve problems, right? And problems are unique. I hate to tell you, I hate to break the bad news to you, but it is not all problems Chat GPT can solve for you. That's just the truth. It is not all problems chat. In fact, ChatGPT is waiting for you to give it questions so that I can go back to his masters and learn, and then they use that to form a model. So some things have to come from you naturally, from your wealth of knowledge. So that is why I'm interested in taking this thing step by step. At the beginning, I must tell you again, the bad news, it's going to be boring. The journey might be boring, might be lonely, but you must keep going. Your passion must be there. You must get to the end. All these things, we plan to do it in 6 months. There will be estimated days, weeks for each project. So if I say a project is 1 week, I expect that you complete it in 1 week. If I say a course is 2 weeks, I expect that you complete it in 2 weeks. And I will have a record where I'm going to be monitoring your progress and everything. And if anyone is not doing well, I'll reach out to the person the first time, the second time, the third time, I'll assume the person is not interested and we gladly evict the person so that we can have active students only. So this is the roadmap. We're going to follow it step by step. Okay. And then so after this, once you have registered, okay, and then we're going to give you access to the first thing the first item in the roadmap, right, which is the introduction to the DevOps, and then you begin with that. That has some assignment also to that you will go to. Okay, so that is about Pistis Techo and the program as a whole, what you are going to expect in the program and the component. So do you have any question before I move to careers? Please ask your questions. Let me know if you have any questions. Guys, do you have questions? Anyone have questions?
Okay, so Mr. Pistis. So yeah, I'm sorry about the background noise. Though. I'm not around. So what happened is this. Based on what you have explained now, I don't have any questions on that.
Okay. Maybe let's do it this way so that because I'm recording, so the recording will not be too long. Let me finish everything and then we begin to answer your questions.
All right, that's good.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to
Yes,
share my
I also sent the link to the Google form. It's in the comment section. Just check it and you can start filling it.
thank you. So I'm going to the next one. So I said earlier, I tried to explain what to expect in the program and everything. Okay, so the next thing is I just want to briefly talk about careers generally, right? Choosing a career in IT. There are a lot of things outside there. You see data analyst, data science, data engineering. You see web development and stuff like that. But you ask yourself, what do I want to do? How do I select my career? How do you know this DevOps I want to choose or the DevOps you want to do? So I will try to categorize everything into I'll try to categorize everything and then you can pick the one you want. So I will start from software development. We have software development, right? And they are the guys that use different languages like Python, Java, Node.js, Angular.js, different languages out there. And the software engineers are in two parts. We have the back-end engineers and we have the front-end engineers. So the back-end engineers are the people that make things work at the front end. So for instance, in your Facebook, when you click the like button, something happens. You only click it, you only clicked on the front end, but something is happening at the back, right? So there's the back-end engineers that write the logic the functions, right, that makes the front end to work. So the front end guys are the people that give it interface, right? They are the ones that bring the website to life. So that's software world aspect. Then we have the product managers. So the product managers are the people from that word product manager. They own the product. So they are the one that's interface between the stakeholders and the engineers. They try to understand what the market wants, how the user should feel, you understand? And they try to bring all those things to the next set of people I will talk about, which is the UI UX guys. So they try to sell the idea to the UI UX guys, and then the UI UX guys try to bring that imagination. They try to materialize it. So they're like, oh, I want a like button, I want a love button, I want an interface and stuff like that. So the UI UX guys bring all those things into life. So I've said three careers now: software development, which includes front end and back end. We have the product manager, right? Or the product owner, as you might call it. Then we have the UI UX, which is the user interface, user experience. And Olomanshi design, those are the people that do designs that you see, mock designs that you see using Figma, Adobe, and also stuff like that. Because without that design, right, when there is no when there's no image, there's no way you can sell the vision to the developers, right? So the next career I'll talk about is the Scrum Master, right? So the Scrum Master is like it's kind of similar to product owner, but it's not really similar. They have different job functions. So the Scrum Master is the person that coordinates the entire project, that coordinates both the UI UX, the engineers, and everybody that is involved in the project to ensure that the goal is achieved, the goal of the product owner is achieved. You get to the Scrum Master that coordinates everybody. So the Scrum Master that ensures that what the product owner wants, that goal is achieved at a specified time. You understand, in a specified manner. So that's what the Scrum Master does. That is where agile methodology comes in, right? Then the next person I want to talk about is also the DevOps, right? That's where another career in the industry is DevOps, right? So DevOps, I can see the kind of interface with like system administrators. They are the guys in charge of the infrastructure, either in cloud or on-prem. I know there are some terms out there that says cloud engineer, SRE and stuff like that. But to me, we can call them as one. They are the guys that are in charge of the infrastructure, right? Because it's DevOps that manages and that creates and manages the infrastructure, right? So imagine WhatsApp. WhatsApp is actually a physical place. There's some set of people ensuring that the server is up and running at every point in time. So that's where DevOps comes in. Create the servers using automations and everything, what have you. And the DevOps is the main content of this program. I'm not talking about software development. I'm not talking about UI UX. It's only DevOps and DevOps only. Then we have another set of people called the site reliability engineers, which are SRE. So DevOps ensures that the infrastructure is stable and the application or the service is being deployed up and running. But to ensure optimal performance and to ensure that users are not facing difficulties, that is where the SRE guys comes in. They are post-deployment. That means they begin their own work once deployment is done. They begin to monitor, begin to ensure that everything works. So when there's notice that, oh, this feature is not working, something is down in the service, they send to the engineers to resolve. So those are the categories we have. So you can try to read more about them and be sure that which one resonates with me easily, which one is closer to my own passion, right? To look at it. So that's why if you see, the first thing I said is what passion and interest, because when everything gets tough and boring, it is your passion. The passion is the flow that keeps you going. Then you must also develop your skills. You must have a career goal. Another thing again is that you must ensure the market demand. Don't go and learn a skill that after 5 years, the demand is no more there. For instance, if you learn DevOps, I can say if you learn DevOps or cloud or DevSecOps or cybersecurity for the next 10 years, the job demand is what is growing because a lot of companies are moving to the cloud. Capital One, one of the biggest bank in US, is moving to the cloud. You understand? A lot of startup companies are starting right from the cloud. So as long as the people are going to the cloud and automation is still there, DevOps will still be needed. Now there might be some change in names. For instance, now I'm hearing a term called platform engineering, stuff like that. You can still begin from somewhere. DevOps will still be there. So ensure the market demand is there. Look at the trend of the world. Look at the trend of the economy. What are people really requiring for? You can even check out LinkedIn, the demand for DevOps engineers. You will see statistics and stuff like that. So always check the market demands. Then network, meet people, tell them about what you are doing, tell them what you can do and stuff like that. Internship and experience. So internship, it is through internship you can get experience, right? So there are some times when I started out my profession also too. I was doing internship for some people. I will give them offer to work for them for free and stuff like that. So any opportunity you get for internship, you take it ASAP. For this program, I don't want to make the big promise that there'll be internship, but at that point in time, if I have any project I'm working on as a consultant and I can see that your hands are strong, you can solve problems, I won't hesitate to bring you in into the program. Then certifications also, the certifications are good. They add credibility to your portfolio. So if you have the money, you have the time, you can take them. Okay. So so um those are the career things I wanted to share with you. Okay. So generally that about the introduction. Okay. So the next thing now is that I'm going to stop.